Why are they still making elites, is what this guy said in this Facebook group. Why is Mattel still making WWE elites? And this little debate that took place was pretty entertaining. I figured you guys would get a kick out of this, and I'll give some different reasons on this. But the guy replied to him and said, because people buy them, LOL, because they make money. But the guy was pretty persistent. He comes back, he says, why though? They're barely cheaper than the Ultimates, and they look like dog poop, which is, I don't know, that's his observation, to elites now. He's not talking about the Ultimates. And the other guy comes back and he says, because they are cool, and yes, sometimes they don't look okay, but that can be said with all figures, not just wrestling, which is a valid take, right? That's pretty valid there, but the guy keeps pushing. He keeps pushing. He comes back, he says, they're not cool. They're crappy looking. The Ultimates look good. There's not one single reason to buy an elite. And the guy comes back and says, brother, you're just a hater, and that's okay. You can have your own opinion, but the rest of us will have ours, LOL. And then the guy comes back. He's relentless. He's relentless, man. Guy just keeps on coming back like Freddy Krueger. The elite line gets in the way. Imagine all the good-looking figures we could have if they just stuck to the Ultimate line instead of wasting time with these placeholders. Call me a hater if you want. I call it logic. And this guy comes back and says, I call it elites are still cheaper than Ultimates, and I don't know why you're out here being negative on an action figure, but maybe go outside and touch some grass, homie. LOL. Logic my ass. Oh, man, this one had me rolling. And I don't really cover crazy things I see on Facebook, but this one was just too good to get into, man. This one was too good. I had to make a video on this. I want to hear your opinions down in the comment section. But why are they still making elites? Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of the points he made about the elites, I kind of low-key feel about the Ultimates in a lot of ways. I mean, look at this. Do you think that this looks aesthetically good? Think of all the crazy-looking aesthetic WWE Ultimate Editions that we have seen in the whole history of the line. There are a lot of them, especially when you put them on this white background. I'm going to plug in images of every single one that I thought looked weird. Now, again, I love the Ultimate Edition line, but I love elites, man. I really do love WWE Elite action figures, and they started it all. They're not perfect by any stretch. There's certainly some stinkers out there, as we say, but why does the Elite line exist, brother? It just logically, it does. Like he says, logic is the reason that they... logically, WWE Elite shouldn't exist. It's actually the exact opposite case, and I'm going to tell you why Elites exist right now. First of all, Elites are the middle ground, man. If you didn't know, Mattel bases their entire business model off of 3 separate categories. I mean, there's probably some different mid-tier or other tiers, but it mainly comes down to this. You have your cheapest option, which is your main event figures, which is going to be more of a kid's line, more budget-friendly. I can get a Roman Reigns with probably not the best articulation. It's very simple. It doesn't have all these accessories. It's just the baseline product. I can get that for about $12 or less, depending on where you pre-order and where you're finding that figure or when you're buying that figure, you know. But then you have the Elites, which is arguably the best price point. It's the value of the middle ground. It's the middle point here. This is for the collector that wants a little bit more articulation, maybe a few more accessories, maybe a bit better than what they were getting with the main event line. It's a better version of the basic, right? And then you have that Ultimate, which is at the ultimate end. It's at the 3rd tier. Ultimates are expensive. They are for premium collectors. They are premium collectibles. They are at the top price point. They go for more. They include more. They are for the collector. But Elites are the sweet spot. That is where collectors probably feel like they're getting the most articulation, accessories, cloth goods sometimes, and good detail without paying that ultimate price point every single time. Now, I know some Elites creep up there, depending if you pre-order it early. You know, there's different things. If you buy from Ringside Collectibles, which I know a lot of people don't like their prices, and I agree that their prices can be crazy sometimes, but it's all about you're paying a premium because you are paying for convenience. You're getting it early. You don't have to search for it, all these different things. So that is the reason. But another point is that Ultimates cannot carry the whole line, brother. You think that every single wrestler deserves, needs, or would even sell as a WWE Ultimate Edition? Like, you have guys like Roman Reigns, your John Cena's, your CM Punks, your Cody Rhodes, your Undertakers, all these different characters. Of course they're ultimate, Stone Cold Steve Austin, but making every single mid-carder, legend, or niche character as an Ultimate Edition would be too expensive and it would be risky. Which is why when we get crazy Ultimates, they're always exclusive and they're always made at lower counts. There is not nearly as many Gobbledygooker Ultimates or Papa Shango Ultimates as there is John Cena or Cody Rhodes or Hulk Hogan. And that's the way that they make those. Same thing with the Zeus Ultimates, the Muhammad Ali's that we got, all those different characters. So that is the second point. The third point is that Elites, WWE Elites, they let Mattel make way more characters. Goes back to point number 2, if Ultimates were the only ones they were making, if they were only making Ultimates, a lot of characters we get would not ever be made, and you can really relate this to the AEW Jazzwares line, which is where you can really draw a lot of different parallels, but the Elites let Mattel make more characters. Elites are perfect for the depth of the roster, they're perfect for first time in the line names, updated attires of previous characters, tag teams, managers, NXT, legends, Build-A-Figure waves. If everything was Ultimate, the line would shrink pretty crazily. It would be a pretty crazy shrinkage in the entire line and how much they were able to produce, which goes into point number 4, which is going to be that retailers need volume. Okay, these retail stores, they need action figures. They need toys to sell to keep up with the market. Walmart, Target, Amazon, Ringside Collectibles, etc. They need consistent waves at a price point that people will actually pay for these action figures, and Ultimate Editions are more selective. Elites keep shelves moving. So that's why you see a lot of Ultimates rotting because of price point. You know, maybe they're a character. This is perfect for exclusives, man. We see this in the Legends Ultimate line. We see this in the Monday Night Wars Ultimate line. A lot of these Ultimates sit because of the character that they are. I see it with DDP. Or, in other cases, they're too high of a price point, and that's just what it is. The basics and the elites keep the shelves moving. Low price of a character I love, bang, get it out the door. Number 5, different collectors have different budgets, okay? So some people buy every elite wave, they're completionists, they're whatever. Some only buy ultimates, and some buy both. Killing the elites would remove a collector who says, I'll buy this guy at $25, but I'm sure as hell not buying him at $35 or $45. And that is the point of the budget model. And you will see a lot of collector genres or collector markets in different niches. They do this with shoes as well. LeBron James has a budget shoe, and then he has his regular shoe or his signature shoe that is a higher price point, man. People still love LeBron James. They want his shoes, but their parents or whoever themselves may not be able to buy the signature shoe option, so they give them a budget model that they're able to collect. Because if you price out your collectors, then you're doing no one any favors, especially in this specific niche, man. So that is another reason why. Different collectors have different budgets, and at the end of the day, which we'll get into in a moment, elites are the middle ground, man. They are the bridge between the basic kid collector and the premium hardcore collector when they get into an adult. It's actually a pretty genius model of creating these Mattel WWE action figures. But the last point that I'll leave here is, at the end of the day, they'll ultimately leave money on the table if they'd never made WWE Elites. If WWE Elites did not exist, they would leave money on the table. The same person that would buy an Elite LA Knight now, then an Ultimate LA Knight later, Mattel gets 2 purchases instead of forcing one expensive version and losing part of the audience. The nuanced point is that some elites probably do feel underwhelming now because Ultimates raised expectations. At the end of the day, man, that would be like saying restaurants should stop selling burgers because steak exists or something like that, right? Just because you have a better option doesn't mean that everybody can afford that option or everybody wants that option. It would just leave a lot of money on the table, man. It wouldn't be a good business plan for Mattel to execute at that level. It would not be a smart idea to get rid of the WWE Elites. But I thought this was an interesting debate, an interesting back and forth, and I wanted to touch on this. I thought this was kind of crazy, so I wanted to make a video on it. But yeah, I would love to know what you think down in the comment section. Do you think Elites should stop existing? I feel like some people would argue, I don't know, man, because there are people out there that only collect Ultimates. There are people out there that want every single figure to be an Ultimate Edition, but realistically, it's not possible in the market. It just wouldn't exist. People are not going to buy, as much as there are some people that would buy an Ultimate Edition of a very, very, very niche character for a specific reason or what have you. How the business works, and I've talked about this a lot, all those Cody Rhodes repaints, those Roman Reigns everybody bitches about, those John Cena's and Hulk Hogan's and all these characters they make a lot of, everybody that bitches about those or is not happy about those, at the end of the day, man, those are the figures that keep Mattel going because those characters sell like hotcakes no matter what because they appeal to the casual collector, the casual audience, people that aren't in the weeds of collecting. They see a really, I mean, even if it's not really sick, it could just be a bare bones Roman Reigns Elite. They're going to buy it because they like Roman Reigns, they like wrestling. Oh, that looks like Roman. That's pretty sweet. Oh, look, it comes with the championship. Oh, look, it comes with the Ulafala. Oh, look, this is from WrestleMania. Bang. Purchase, got their money, collected, got it, on they go. They don't care about the torso. They don't care about these things. I understand that. I'm not an idiot, but I am not dense enough. I understand that there are two sides of it. There's the hardcore collector that cares about all these details and things like that, which is what I am, but I understand how the business operates, man. That's just the way of the world, but it's also okay to call out some of the foolishness as well, but yeah, why are they still making Elites? I just told you exactly why in this video, but I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Are you only a WWE Elite collector, an Ultimate collector? What's your thoughts and process, man? I appreciate you. I'm getting the hell out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.